So what can you do with people with small hands? Are they just out of luck? No coin ring for you. No, they're not. I'm going to show you how. Don't go away. Hey everybody, it is Paul from Fat Guy Productions, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am at the workbench, which usually means just one thing: coin rings. So coin rings are a big deal right now. People have seen them, they love them, they want them. But what about people with small hands? Are they just SOL? Because to be perfectly honest, I've made a size 7 in a Morgan. I think I might have done a 6, but that's a really small ring for such a big coin. It ends up being like almost like a beer keg on your finger. So it's not ideal. So what about a child or a woman or even just a man who just wants a more subdued, smaller ring? Are they out of luck? Well, no. That's when you turn to your trusty friend, the silver-proof state quarters. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making a size 4.5, a small size 4.5 ring out of a silver-proof Michigan state quarter. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's get to work. Okay, so today we're going to take it down a notch, and we're going to be making a coin ring out of a silver-proof state quarter. This is a Michigan silver-proof state quarter, and we're going to be making a nice little tiny ring out of this sucker. And I'm going to show you a couple little different things, because I had somebody comment that, hey, not everybody has a big hydraulic press like that. Well, you don't need one. Almost all of us started off with just an arbor press, and then from there we blended into a cheap Harbor Freight hydraulic press and so forth. Okay, so here's my coin, and it's beautiful. I love working with these, and quarters are so easy. After doing Morgans for a while, this is so easy, it's not even funny. But I'm going to go ahead and use my good punch. Now, these quarters are so much smaller and easier. This is one place you actually could use the Harbor Freight punch and get away with it, even though I don't recommend it. But you could, all right? And in fact, you don't even need to put this Jason's Works punch in a press to pop this out. You could put it on a concrete surface and give it a good whack with a brass hammer, and you can punch this out just using a brass hammer. I don't like to do that. I think it's too abusive to my tools. I've got the press here, so I won't do that. I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to abuse my tools just for entertainment value. So we're not going to do it that way. Okay, so like always, when you're trying to figure out what size hole do you want to put in the coin, take your punch, hold it up to the coin, and get a visual and see what's going to disappear. Get an idea of how your ring is going to look by holding this up here. And frankly, I'm battling with myself trying to decide what size to put in here. It's going to be a small ring. I want to use the smaller punch. But, I really don't know here. So, okay. After some debate, I've decided on what I'm going to use. And I'm going to put the receiver for the punch down into my Jason's Works punch. And then I'm going to put the centering ring in there and the quarter. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get everything sealed up. And then something I've been doing a lot of late is lubing up the punch itself, just to help it get through that coin a little bit easier, and more importantly, to help it come back out afterwards, because sometimes it's real stubborn. Yeah, like I said, it's just not the way I like to do it. And yeah, you could use the Harbor Freight punches, and I have a set laying around here somewhere. But I have the good stuff, so I'm going to use the good stuff. And there I am, I'm right through the quarter. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And even though I pre-lube the punch itself, I can never get the quarter off, or the coin off, any coin. I can never get the coins off the punches. So I always just kind of set it back through the lid. I take out my little hammer here, and it's got a plastic side on one side and a rubber side on the other. I don't think the rubber is tough enough, so I use the plastic side. And I just kind of hit the punch a couple times. It pops out of there, coin falls off, makes a whole big mess. All right, and here you have it. We've got a quarter ready to go. Now, some things don't ever change in the coin world, and for instance, treating your cut edge. You always have to take care of your cut edge. Now, let's say you don't have a deburring tool. Is it the end of the world? No. You can just use a little file and file your cut edge down. I actually use both. I'm going to start with the deburring tool, then I'm going to hit it with the file a little bit. And, so you make do with what you've got. But, not a big deal. We're just going to soften up that cut edge so it doesn't split. What we're doing is if there's a micro crack or micro fissure in the cut edge, we're trying to get rid of that because that's the starting point of where the coin can split. We don't want this to split. It's the only one I've got. So if I kill it, I'm up the creek. All right. Now, I didn't anneal first, which is something I am wont to do, but you have to anneal before you start folding, so we will anneal now. Again, this is a silver coin, so I've made my little Sharpie mark. And really careful here. It's a quarter, it's tiny, it's thin, it's going to heat really, really fast. And so don't overshoot it. You're going to ruin your coin. And we're just about done right there. Yeah, see how fast that was? Morgans take a lot longer, so you got to really be paying attention at this point so you don't kill your coin. All right, so everything else same. We quench it in some water. Now, to fold this coin, today we're going to be using my 1-ton arbor press. Okay, we're done over at the other press, except I think for Swedish wrapping, but we're going to do all the initial folding right here at the arbor press, just to show you that there are more than one way to skin a cat. I guess that doesn't work out so well for the cat, but anyhow. All right, so I've got my coin, I've got my die, I've got my stainless steel folding cone, and I've got my arbor press. Now, if you modify your arbor press, if you look at the bottom on mine, you see those bottom 2 teeth that are missing? I ground those off with a grinder. That allows this. See that little ratcheting action? That allows my arbor press to ratchet, and I can then get the handle in the position that I want it to be in. So I've got it in the position I want. Look how easy that is. 1 ton, push it down, get my initial fold done. Piece of cake. But if you get one of these arbor presses, make sure you grind off 2 teeth. And there's the coin with the first fold in it. Looking perfect. Okay, so here we go. File, file, file. Clean, clean, clean. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Making sure that the cut edge is properly taken care of so we don't destroy our coin. Isn't that really the whole idea, is to turn this into something beautiful without destroying it? So, file, file, file. Okay, so now I'm just sizing the coin to the Delrin folding cones that I have to pick the right one. And I want something that will make it through the hole, but, not that's going to make it too big and wide open, because I've got to get this down to a fairly small size. So I'm using actually a fairly small folding cone here. Okay, so the coin is in the die. I've got my little folding cone. I'll get that in there, get it all lined up. And then I can drop the press down, get everything lined up. Now again, look at the ratcheting action so I can get the handle in the right place. I'm basically just trying to make sure that I have the leverage in the right place for me to push down on this, especially because I don't have mine bolted to the table. I hardly ever use it, so and for a quarter, I really don't need it to be bolted down. It's not that difficult. But if you're going to use a lot, yeah, bolt it down. Alright, basically I'm just trying to get everything lined up. A little extra time here will make sure that your coin doesn't go wonky on you. So think about it. If you do it in your head and you spend an extra, say, 3 minutes lining everything up to make sure that it's right, and it keeps your coin from going wonky, how long does it take to fix a wonky coin? Way more than 3 minutes, I can promise you that. Okay, so there we are. We've made that fold, and we've essentially got the quarter folded all the way up against the folding cone. And so just with 2 folding sessions, that's all there is going to be to that. All right, so now we can go ahead and we'll get it annealed, and we'll deal with the cut edge again, and then we can go ahead and, in this case, because it's going to be such a small ring, we're going to have to Swedish wrap it. So if you ever wondered, what am I heating my coins on? That is nothing but a stone paver from Home Depot. So that's all that is, and it's just something that can handle the heat that I'm using here, and is thick and dense enough that it's not conducting the heat through its own self and into wherever it's sitting. So, works great. Never had a problem with it. I always measure as soon as I'm done with the folding process. That way I can formulate a sensible plan on which way I have to go to get this ring done. Now, I know that I've got to get this pretty small, and I'm going to Swedish wrap it. So, I'm tired of going back and forth. I could absolutely finish this off using the arbor press. But for the rest of the video, I'm just going to Swedish wrap it right here, because I got to wrap, press, blah, 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 the whole drill. And I don't want to keep going back and forth, although my fat ass could certainly use it. I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish it up right here at my good press. But if you only have an arbor press or a Harbor Freight press or whatever you have, just know that it'll work. Now, very rarely do I use this Swedish wrap die. This is my small one. And so, I just got to make sure I have everything accounted for. So I'm checking the pushers and seeing how far down they go through the wrap, and making sure I know what I have here, and how far everything goes, where the ring will sit, and just having a clear idea of what I'm doing before I start doing it, so I don't make a big mess of things. And I'm stunned. Here I am, I'm about to wrap my ring in the Blue Monster tape that I talk about. Now, I have no affiliation with Blue Monster, but I too started off buying the 20 pack at Harbor Freight of the pipe tape. But I used an entire container per ring. I was always running out. It was always coming off the spool. It was just, there was nothing good about it. I've tried paper towels. I've tried chipboard. I've tried different kinds of pushers. I've tried it all. And I'm telling you, I have found nothing better than this Blue Monster. Not only does it do an amazing job protecting your ring as you're doing this, but it comes in these big, giant rolls. I mean, I can do ring after ring after ring with one roll. I buy it in like a 4-pack and just forget about it. I don't have to worry about it every 5 seconds. So, at the end of the day, I'm not anti-saving money. But I think there's also a time and a place where saving money is a good move, and where saving money is just, you're not benefiting really. And I think that's the case here. I can't recommend Blue Monster enough to you, and if you're using something else and you're happy with it, God bless you. But I really think you're missing out if you have never tried Blue Monster. Now, because I am working with a quarter, even though I'm using my smaller die, I'm almost all the way through it right from the beginning, okay? So this push is going to get it right down to the very end of the die, and then the very next push will take it right out the bottom, and that'll be where we'll go ahead and shape and size it. Okay, we'll give her another wrap with the Blue Monster. We'll put her back in the die, get the right size pusher, and make sure that the Swedish wrap die is in the ring bearer. And we can just go ahead and pop this sucker through the bottom. And what we'll end up with is a perfectly symmetrical ring. And then we can take it from there to go ahead and size it and shape it, and it'll be great. You notice I harp a lot on taking care of your cut edge. I don't think I harp enough on measuring your ring. Measure, 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 measure. What's the woodworker's thing? Measure twice, cut once, something like that. But the idea is that you can't get a good product if you don't know what size you're at and what size you need to be. So measure a lot, okay? You're going to just make yourself a ton of extra work if you don't measure enough. So measure, measure, and then measure again. Now, yes, I could go ahead and reduce the ring over at the arbor press, but I'm not. We're going to go over to the ring stretcher. This is something I haven't shown you before. And we're going to reduce the ring by using my Durston ring stretcher here. And basically I'm going to find the cup that it fits in the best. And then I'm just going to kind of press down on it. And there you have it. Okay, we've just reduced the reeded edge a little bit. Yeah, the Durston is actually a very, very versatile tool, and you can get away with a lot of uh, sizing going up and down just using your Durston. And I love it for quarters. It works great for quarters. Um, no need to bounce back and forth between a bunch of complicated other things when you can get it all done just right here. And when I'm making a quarter that's going to be this small, there is no fat tire, okay? I'm just going to be happy to have a nice, parallel, properly sized ring. And so that's all I'm shooting for here. Okay, so I'll just do a little bit more work on the cut edge here, and this ring is going to be a done deal. All I need to do is take it to up into the house and polish it up, package it, and send it off to its new home. All right, there you have it, a silver-proof state quarter in size 4.5. And to give you an idea of how small that is, that's what works for me, okay? And I admit I have salami fingers, and so that's not the most honest interpretation of how it fits, but you still get the idea of how small this ring is. And in fact, in all the time I've been making coin rings, I don't think I've ever pushed a coin all the way out through the bottom of my smaller Swedish wrap die until today. So that might have been a first for me, because this is a very, very small ring. So what's the point? The point is, despite the fact that this was super easy and fast and whatnot, it opens a whole new realm of coin rings that you can make for your customers. People that couldn't get a Morgan before can now at least get something like this, because now you can go into really, really small sizes and make your customers very happy. All right, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. If you like this video, please, earnestly, click subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Make any comments you have down below, ask any questions, and watch my videos beginning to end. It is your way of saying thank you to me for the videos I do, because it really impacts me. I'm a small channel and I don't get a lot of advertising money from YouTube for this, but every little bit helps. And when you do those things for me, they help me. They bring in a little bit more money and allow me to continue to do this for you guys. So please, I'm very serious. Please just take those few seconds and do those things. It's just a few seconds, literally, out of your day, and it means the world to me. All right, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, have a wondrous, amazing, silver-proof kind of day. Be good.